The Book of Genesis, Part 28. The Book of Genesis, Part 28. James Gunn. We closed our study last month by considering the different causes which led to the separation of Abraham from Lot. We detected, as the primary cause, the lack of humility on the part of the younger man. His action appeared to be quite contrary to the New Testament principle, likewise, ye younger, submit yourselves unto the elder. Yea, all of you be subject one to another, and be clothed with humility, for God resisteth the proud and giveth grace to the humble. 1 Peter 5 verse 5. Secondary, another cause of this trouble between these two brethren might be traced to a lack of respect for Abraham on Lot's part. Lot had gone down into Egypt with Abraham, Genesis 13 verse 1. He, therefore, was aware of the duplicity practiced by Sarai and Abraham. We may excuse ourselves, and speak of certain things as diplomacy which are actually deceit. Elders that rule well are to be counted worthy of double honor, 1 Timothy 5 verse 17, moreover, they are to be highly esteemed, 1 Thessalonians 5 verse 13, but who can honor or esteem highly a deceitful man? Lot may have lost some of his early respect for his uncle. Let us remember that an agreement to deceive made by another couple living in the early days of the church was punished by death, Acts 5. 3 via 7 And there was a strife between the herdmen of Abram's cattle and the herdmen of Lot's cattle. The circumstance of congestion often results in confusion, while competition frequently develops contention. How unholy is the factious spirit among brethren! It was evident on a much larger scale at Corinth, 1 Corinthians 1 verses 10 to 13. It was evident in two sisters at Philippi, Phil 2-3. Well might we pay heed to the words of Paul, mark them which cause division and offenses, Romans 16 verses 17 to 18, and to the promised blessing of unity, PSA 133. 4 via 7 The Canaanite and the Perizzite dwelled in the land. These enemies of God and his children would view with pleasure the unrest and strife between these brethren. A distinctive testimony to God and to faith was imperiled, so Abraham, the leader and the elder, submitted a proposal to his much younger brother, a proposal which met every need arising out of the circumstance. It left ample room for the flocks, settled the strife, and silenced the ridicule of the ungodly. One of the objectives of Christian behavior set forth by the Apostle Paul in 1 Timothy 6 verse 1 is, that the name of God and his doctrine be not blasphemed. The example of Abraham in this regard should be ever before us. The basic causes of the split between these two brethren appear to be a lack of humility in Lot, a loss of respect for Abraham, open strife among their servants, and a genuine desire on the part of Abraham that these things not prove detrimental to their safety and testimony. In our studies we have reached another major point in the history of the patriarch Abraham. THF Choice, v. 8-13. The proposal of Abraham, one cannot fail to notice in this whole transaction the gracious virtues and the restful confidence of this man. His concern, let there be no strife I pray thee between me and thee. What apparently did not trouble Lot was of deep concern to Abraham. The strife at Corinth did not cause much exercise there, but it did concern Paul, 1 Cor 1. Such disagreements must always exercise the heart of the spiritual man. His consideration, we be brethren. Is not the whole land before thee? Abraham put the needs and wishes of Lot before his own. He appears in this instance to have followed the maxim, God first, others next, self nothing. This is the attitude of Paul in Phil 2:16-17. His condescension, if thou. I will. Someone has said that it takes a man like Joseph to ride in the second chariot, Genesis 41 verses 39-45, most want to be in the first. Here we view the humility of Abraham. How like the Master, the perfect example of condescension, Phil 2.